Well, as they passed me for race one, the Carbine Club Stakes, Peter Donegan, they looked $1 million, the 3-year-olds. It's over to you.
Always great to see the first race of the carnival, Tim, and we've got a big field here in the opening race, the Carbine Club Stakes, as you said. Over 1,600 metres, starting time is 5 minutes after 12. And Jenny Chapman has joined me down here in the mounting yard, and there is that buzz, isn't there? We spoke about it before, but until you get down here and you see the horses and the jockeys and the owners and the trainers, that's when you really feel it, Jen.
You certainly do, and you can see the crowd coming in as well, because they've probably all been out having a little bit of lunch, and now they're all getting here to have a look at all these terrific horses.
Well, let's take a look at the main chances here in the first event. And number one, Ma Winner, is probably the class horse of the race. He finished second in the Caulfield Guineas behind St Covert. He's got a lot of foot here in 59.
A lot. That is his only worry, really, Pete, with 59 kilos, whether or not he can do that. He does look terrific in the mounting yard. He is very fit.
Number two is Drum, trained by Lee Friedman here at Flemington, to be ridden by Wayne Harris. Badly drawn out in 16, and the blinker's a bit of a worry. I don't think he worked all that well in the blinkers here the other morning.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure about his work, Pete, but last start he did drop out to near the end of the field, and he really came home quite strongly the last 100 metres. So I think he's still got to be left there with some sort of each-way chance.
There's a riding change here aboard number 3, Perfect World, a late riding change. Simon Marshall indisposed for the moment, and Greg Childs takes the ride, as you can see there. Big improver last time and just joined the Cumming stable.
Yes, that's right. He'd only been there, I should say, for 1 week, and it was a perfect ride on that occasion. I think definitely there with an each-way chance, Perfect World.
Number 4 is Prior Engagement, one trained by Gerald Ryan here at Flemington. Of course, he's had tremendous success of late, and Rodney Griffiths in the saddle.
Yes, it was a nice effort at Caulfield in the Mercedes-Benz there. Another horse that got well back, expecting quite a few to do that in this race, and also ran on. So a good place chance there, or an each-way chance.
Jen, number 6, Dapper Spirit, is one that I've eventually selected in the race with no confidence, because I really found it a very hard race, but it's showing around about $22. I think something each way here. If you go on its run 2 starts ago when it finished third behind Ma Winner, and it meets it 4 kilos better for that, so it's got to be some sort of chance on that form line.
Yes, Pete, I think you've pretty well summed that up. I've probably given it a place at best chance, because I do like another one in the race with some form through Dapper Spirit.
All right,
I'll tell you about that in a minute.
Let's have a look at it. It's Centre Isle, number 8, and this colt trained up at Randwick with Shane Dye in the saddle.
Yes, last start he got home again very strongly. He's a horse that drops out. He gets back to last most of the time, so don't be frightened if you have backed this horse. He's showing very good odds there of $17.90 to win, and I think he's a terrific chance in this race.
Cotton Hall, number 9, is one that's actually come up reasonably short on the tape, and I think I know the reason why. Trained by D.L. Friedman, ridden by D. Oliver, might have something to do with it.
I'm sure that's got a lot to do with it, Pete. I don't know whether or not his form will stand up after the Geelong performance, but still, you know, he's got 52.5. He's got a chance.
And the other chance, number 10, Chelsworth, with the blinkers on today, and is in the top stable of John Marr here at Flemington, to be ridden by Stevie King.
Blinkers first time, Pete. This could make a big difference. This horse won in very good time at Bendigo. He's a likely improver here. He's only got 52 kilos, and I've put him in with a certain each-way chance.
Okay, Jen, sum it up for us in the opening race of the carnival. We've got 32 to go. Let's hope we can kick off with a winner.
Yes, I'm going to go for a few roughies here, Peter. I like number 8, Centre Isle, as I explained before. From number 10, Chelsworth, the horse having blinkers on for the first time. I do think he'll improve for sure today. And number 11, I put in a real roughie, Lament, the filly, the only filly in this race, and I think she'll run well too.
Okay, you saw the tips from the panel there, and I've gone for Dapper Spirit. Maybe something for a place. I think they might represent reasonable odds. Well, let's check out what they are doing on the tape as we go up to the commentary box. And again, I say hello to Dan Malicki.
Thank you very much, Peter Donegan. The scene is set. Marvellous day. The crowd building up, and the horse is about to leave the mounting yard for race 1. Ma Wiener is the favourite with the big weight, 59 kilos, $2.80 for the winner, $1.50 for the place. That's what he's showing for the moment. That could alter, of course, by the time the race is run. Drum at $9.60, Perfect World $13.10, Prior Engagement $10.40, Pleasant Prince $22, Dapper Spirit $24, Perfect Harmony big odds $53.90, stablemate to Dane Win, Centre Isle $17.70. Horse number 9 is Cotton Hall at $9.50, Chelsworth $9.20, number 11 Lament $13.20, scratchings are $12, $14 and $16, Western Question $21, Norfolk $30.20 for the win, And down the bottom to horse number 17, which is Venetian Square, the rank outsider of the field at $92.50. But as pretty much expected, Pete, Marwina certainly dominating the betting as far as the tote punters are concerned for race 1.
Yes, he is the class horse of the race, and I wonder what they've made of it down in that area, down in the betting ring. And joining us throughout the carnival will be a gentleman who we have got to know over many years here on Channel 10, Terry Kennedy. G'day, TK.
Thanks very much, Peter. Well, the punters are just starting to release the old mothballs from the wallets before race 1. A very tough race to start off betting on Derby Day, the Carbine Club Stakes. All the money has been for the top weight Marwina. It's at about half each way odds, and the money is now flooding in for Marwina. Drum has been easy in the market. There's been some specking for number 5, Pleasant Prince, at very, very good odds. We've had a little bit each way just to try and start the day off on the right note, Pete.
All right, Terry, good luck to you and good luck to everyone as we watch Marwina going to the stalls for the first event. It's run over 1,600 metres. They start on the far side of the track over by the river, and then they've got a reasonably short run to the first turn, and then that turn continues. And it will bring them into the straight about there at the 450 metre mark, and then they'll flatten out for the run-in the first race of the carnival. Well, the atmosphere is certainly building up here at Flemington. There's the scene as the clerk of the course escorts the runners down to the stalls for the first event, the Carbine Club Stakes. As they go to the barrier, we'll take a break for the start of race number 1, the first day of the VRC Spring Carnival of 94, the Carbine Club Stakes. And the withdrawals here, numbers 12, 14 and 16, a field of 14 to start. Just before they move up, a little bit of riding information for you for later in the day. In race 2, number 12, Hospitable, the rider is now Michael Clark, replacing Peter Nucky. Race 2, number 12, is Michael Clark. Then go to the AAMI Victoria Derby, race 5 on the program. Now, Grant Cooksley was down for 2 horses here, Celtic Explosion and Breathtaker. Grant will ride Celtic Explosion number 5, and number 7, Breathtaker, will be ridden by Darren Beedman.
Thank you.
And number 13 in the Derby, Silver Metal, will be ridden by Alf Matthews. And then if you go to the final event on the card, number 14, London Bridge, will now be ridden by Jackie Che. Now, Simon Marshall has been replaced by Greg Childs here in the first event aboard number 3, Perfect World, and we'll attempt to find out if there is a problem with Simon, but we'll bring you that news as soon as it does come to hand. So they're out behind the gates here, and they're about to load up for the first event. So Gary Willis is up there in the commentary box, and he'll be bringing you expert comments, and of course so too is Dan Malicki. And Dan, just before you park your peepers over there at the 1,600 metre mark, take us through the tape call on race 1.
Okay, Peter, Marwina's still the favourite, $2.50 for the win. Dominating betting on the race. $10.20 for Drum. Prior Engagement, $11.40. That's horse number 4. Centre Rail, horse number 8, $17.30. The win dividend for the moment. Cotton Hall at $10.20. Take off $1 for Chelsworth, $9.20. $13.30 for Lament, which is horse number 11. And they are the main chances. Number 17 is the rank outside of Venetian Square, as they are starting to fill the gates for this first event. And we welcome former champion Hoop, who's joined us in the commentary box for the last, many years. I can't even put a figure on it, Gary Willis. And good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Dan, and good afternoon, everyone. Well, look, I certainly can't go past Marwina. It looks excellent. The format of this race has been, out of the Caulfield Guineas, has been very well. Levick ran fourth in the Caulfield Guineas, then came out and won its next start. Punchful ran third, came out and won very easy its next start, so it's hard to go past Marwina.
It is the popular elect, $2.50 and $1.50 are the win and place return for Marwina. And the last couple being positioned in the gates. This is race number 1 on Derby Day 1994. They're all set for a start. Light goes on for the Carbine Club Stakes. And they're off and racing. A little bit slow to begin was Venetian Square. It's out the back with Drum in the early part. The first to bounce away was Perfect Harmony. It's going to lead. Norfolk working up into second placing. Marwina just trapped a little bit wide for the moment, but it's up racing third around Prior Engagement and Chelsworth. Then came Western Question, followed by Perfect World over on the inside. Out a little bit wider on the track, though, when they settle down, going past the 1200 was Cotton Hall. A length and a half to the grey filly, Lament over on the inside. Centre Rails trapped around them out 3 wide. And getting back in the field was Drum to second last now on the outside of Venetian Square. They go past the 1,000, and Perfect Harmony, the leader, has settled well and leads 2 lengths to the favourite Marwina. Norfolk was third. Western Question improving on the outside of Prior Engagement, and then came Chelsworth. followed by Cotton Hall and Pleasant Prince, and over on the inside, Perfect World, just losing its position over the crossing there. Then came Cotton Hall out 3 wide. Lament has been shuffled back to last of all. Dapper Spirit second last. Drummers about 4th last, but improving. Up to the turn with about 600 metres to travel, and Perfect Harmony the leader. From Marwina, Western Question 3 wide, then Prior Engagement, Norfolk on the rail. Working into the race out wider on the track as they come into the straight was Dapper Spirit. Cotton Hall has made up good ground, and then came Pleasant Prince, and further out on the track was Lament Centre Isle. Down to the 300 metre point, Perfect Harmony a length and a half in front of in second placing Marwina. Cotton Hall running on well, and then Prior Engagement getting through from Norfolk inside the 150 metre point. The leader Perfect Harmony from Marwina. Chelsworth back to the rail, but Perfect Harmony is going to lead all the way. Perfect Harmony wins the Carbine Club. Marwina second. The photo between Chelsworth and Prior Engagement. Then came Cotton Hall, followed by Centre Isle and Drum. Lament next. Perfect World never got into the race. Western Question weakened. Then Pleasant Prince, followed by Norfolk, Dapper Spirit, and Venetian Square at the tail of the field. At big odds.
And a great win, Dan. Perfect Harmony, beautifully rated by Danny Nikolic in front. They've ran 136.6, which shows this track is in perfect order.
Perfect order indeed for Perfect Harmony. $57 even and $13.70 you can expect for a win and place return. $1.40 Marwina. And there is a photo for third, Chelsworth, who made late ground up along the inside, as in a photo finish for third placing with number 4 Prior Engagement. But he dictated his own terms in front, and to be quite truthful, he was never really going to be caught bar for about the 300 metre point when they started to close, but he staved off the finish very well. Well, Peter Donegan, this is the second string from Bob Thompson's team today. Of course, he's got the favourite in the Derby. It could be a real big day for him.
Yes, Dan, it might be a big day for Bobby Thompson, and Bobby, that's a good way to start it.
Yeah, it was very nice. The horse is, he's always shown a lot of promise, as you can see by his form. He was a bit disappointing at Caulfield the other day, but everybody since the race has told me that you've got to forgive a horse his first start at Caulfield.
And I was able to dictate my own terms, and I think he goes right, this horse.
Danny, you look down the straight when you're turning for home, and it's a long way, isn't it?
Yeah.
In front.
Not a long way when you got plenty of horse underneath you.
No, he felt good all the way.
He felt good. For the first half mile, I really walked.
Yes, Danny Nikolic riding the horse perfectly out in front, as Bob Thompson said, and he has won the first race of the carnival at very big odds aboard Perfect Harmony number 7. So the placings in the first, Perfect Harmony, Danny Nikolic, the winner, winner Greg Hall second, and third placing going to number 10, Chelsworth, Stephen King. Officially fourth was number 4, and that was Prior Engagement, and officially fifth was number 9, Cotton Hall. The time 136.6 as Danny Nikolic returns aboard Perfect Harmony. We'll take a break and be back.